Hey, welcome everyone. This is Cathy, and I want to do a quick video of my setup for my 2020 Hobonichi Sneakers Mega. I know now is the time everybody is setting their book up frantically and is super excited because this is the first official week that you can start your Hobonichi 2020 Weeks planner. So I thought it'd be a good idea just to kind of show you how I plan on using it and see if it would help anyone else. Just so that you know, this will be my first year starting a Hobonichi Weeks. I did come across the book a couple months ago and I'd purchased one used from a Facebook group. It was the end of crap, what's the month before October? September. September. So I purchased a spring Hobonichi Weeks. I started that for the first month, the first month in October to kind of get a feel if this is something I'd want to use for 2020. Um, and I really enjoyed it. So I wanted to show you how I'll be using this, and that I am a fairly noob when it comes to the Hobonichi products, but I'm super excited. So I wanted to share my journey with you. So like I said, this is the Mega sneaker. So the difference with this one and majority of the other covers, if you will, is that you just have you don't have that extra reinforced cover. It's just the binding that you can see immediately there, which people like, some people don't. I believe the Mega is the only one that comes in this type of cover. What I did first is purchase tabs from Shine Sticker Studio on Etsy, and that's what you see here. So you have your January through December, and then I have an additional tab here where I actually have it marked for the notes, and I'll show that to you in just a moment. So basically, when I was going through and setting up the tabs, let me first just say, so I originally was like, I want these when they're in the week's layout, and then I tried that. I tried flipping through and kind of getting in the moment of like grabbing it and see where I would want to enter things in or where I wanted these tabs. And I realized that I wanted them on the actual monthly views. For those that are familiar with it, Hobonichi has the monthly layouts for the first, 13 months. It carries over into the next year, and then it goes into your weekly spread, and then it goes into your notes. So for me, what I find to be helpful is I always do my future planning, current planning in my monthly first, and then I jump into my weeklies. If I'm already in the week, then I just go right into the weeklies. If it's for an appointment next week, 10 weeks from now, I go into the monthly. So for the most part, if I'm planning things in advance, I'm always going to flip into these pages here. And because the paper is so thin, uh, I was like, I just want to be able to see quick. I know it's like a tab on every page, and some people may find that kind of silly, but for me, it just makes sense because the paper is thin, and it would get a little hard, right, to kind of find, okay, which I just felt like it would be more beneficial to me to have it on a monthly tab. And the only reason why I'm explaining this to you is because as I'm sharing with you my setup, I want to I like to provide my rationale and to see if it benefit anybody else. Some people are like, why? Well, here's my why. So that's my setup here for my tabs. And then I also have some tabs here that I created in my other journals that I've just kind of carried on into this one because they're on removable tabs. I posted, I think, or accent, I think is the other one. So I have a monthly tab, and I have a this week's tab, and then I have an orders tab. Anywho, all right, so let's just dive right in. So I did decorate the first page here, so I have this adhesive pocket that I plan on just putting pictures of my boys. Flipping into the next page, I used some stickers here that I felt kind of spoke to me for this coming year. The next page I've already covered up with some other stickers from the style planner, and I've listed out what I intend to use this part of the calendar for. I kind of see this as the last time I ... So I have air filter, dye hair, mani-pedi, oil change, pounds lost. I have a weight loss journey in the process, dog grooming, pet visit, PTO hours, which basically is vacation hours, and then transmission change. A little bit of personal tracking, house tracking, and pet family tracking stuff. So what I figured I'll do is in here, put the date that happened. If, like, for instance, PTO hours, that stands for, that's my vacation paid time off vacation hours, and I want to evenly distribute that throughout the year because I can only carry so much for the following year. And this would give me a good sense of, hey, it's time to take a vacation, or hey, you spent too much time away from the office. Maybe you shouldn't take that vacation. That's useless, or not useless. Excuse me. Just you know what I mean. Okay, so that's kind of this layout. My intention for the important dates is to leave it blank for now, and as big major events come up, I'm going to put them here. Whether it be something medically related for a diagnosis, I have family that's going through some health issues, or maybe it's an important memory that I want to hold on to with kids sports, or something that I would like to add to a perpetual calendar going forward. For example, this is a sad example, but my dad passed away in March of this year, and I've had a loss in my family almost every year for the past 5 years, and so when that date happens, I don't. I'll maybe I'll put the date here of the memory of that person, just to kind of keep on to that. So anyway, that's this setup. And then as far as I may want to, I may use like a small highlighter to put little dots on specific dates, maybe paydays. I'm not sure. I have another page for that, so we shall see. Moving on to the next section, the index calendar, calendex, index calendar. I don't know what the official name is for this, but I I did a lot of research between different videos and on YouTube and Facebook posts and Instagram and Pinterest. And then what I decided to do in here is I came up with a little coding system. First, I was like, okay, what do I care to see on an overall 12-month period? And for me, I was like, what matters to me is no school days, vacation days that the office is actually closed because of a holiday, so it's different obviously than vacation time. My period, paydays, uh, dates that the kids are absent from school. I want to be mindful of that. And then I have a little asterisk for miscellaneous. Uh, so these were the things that I come up with first, and then I thought of a symbol that could easily reference that. So because there's not a whole lot of space when it comes to this calendar, so I wanted to. I came up with a little symbol that would represent that. And so what I've done is, I've already pre-filled out, and then so what I did here is, so it's here, it's like, the first things I started to log was the no school and paydays. So I went ahead and used January's list as the index to start, using the key code. The reason why this asterisk is here specific to May is because that asterisk for this month represents the last day of school. So it may be different for each month, but I figured I'd use that space to identify what that means. So the miscellaneous is going to be my catch-all. So, and there's that. And I'll probably leave this sticky note here because I'll forget what I thought was a good idea for my key code system. Okay, next page. We have the December, the monthly layout. So I've already decorated. This is a Cocoa Daisy kit that I used for a monthly subscription. Pretty straightforward. It's just everything that's going to be for the month that I need to keep track of. I don't plan on using monthly kits. I'm really just trying to repurpose everything that I have bought in 2019, and will be really trying my best to not spend or buy new items, as there isn't a need for me to make me more productive. I'm trying to repurpose a lot of what I have. So simple decorations. Here is what I'll be putting kind of like as my top 4 goals for the month, or I might have more and use the boxes because there's spacing in between. So I'll try to go with the 4 big items that I want to take care of and list them there. And then I have, some stuff already listed out. I did buy these little holiday stickers from someone on Etsy that fit perfectly in the Hobonichi calendar box, so I thought those were cute. So they have them in there for each month. So other things that I went ahead and wrote in ahead of time were birthdays. I saw someone else put in, when they write in their birthdays, they actually just draw a little present instead of writing like Aaron's birthday or Kyler's birthday. And that takes a lot of space. So I'm trying to be more mindful of the space that I have. And I was like, I'm going to draw a cute little present because that is appropriate. And then I put like a little plus. Actually, it's supposed to be a cross because that was when I had a relative that passed away. And then for, oops, what's going on here? What? Oh, you know what it was? I took son of a nugget. Shh. Okay, you gotta be mindful with the Hobonichi paper, the paper in here because it's sensitive. And I had two stickers here, two other holidays that came in with the sticker packet that I don't observe, but I put them in here anyway. And then I was like, I don't want those there because it's taking up space that I may use for something else. And now that was still sticky and it kind of ripped the paper a little bit. I might use some whiteout to cover it, or maybe that won't happen again after it's been removed. Yeah, so then I just have, some planning out through January of next year. I went ahead and put those monthly stickers that I just had and some sticker books and Erin Condren sticker items that I had. Just, a bunch of everybody that has a sticker stash probably has some has monthly stickers that they could use. And if not, I'm not a good with handwriting or lettering. So I specifically was like, I don't need to. I wanted to use stickers, so I use stickers. I will show you though, because I have a second Hobonichi. So this one is going to be my work related planner. And because I didn't want to buy more stickers. If you do have a label maker, guys, that would be a good way to put dates here. To write out stuff as well. That's an option too for some of those. Okay. So it's monthly, and my first week in the Hobonichi 2020. So I smeared today with this pen. I tried it and I actually let it sit there for quite a while drying and still smeared after a while. I intentionally tried to smear and it worked. So this is just how I listed my weeklies for this month. This is how I set up my weekly for this week. I highlighted these first 3 dates because those are work days, and the rest is vacay. So that's kind of my setup for this week. All right, now moving on to where this other little tab is here for the notes. So the notes section has, you probably already know this, but there are 213 pages in the Hobonichi Mega. So what I've done is I did some pre-planning in the notes section. So I thought about what are all the things that I would be using the notes page for, and kind of created my yearly collections of those items to keep them as close as possible before they start to get mixed into like random notes and chicken scratch. So my notes are including, I have a year in pixels, work and school dates, family and house goals, personal goals, budget goals, gift ideas, beauty tracker, wish list, 2021 planner ideas, coupon codes, order tracker, and then I'm going to have a section that's dedicated to debt so I can kind of track that progress. So let me just flip over here. So I did already index things as I was setting it all up. So my first 2 pages are index, and then what I use is my label maker to actually do the titles because, like I said, I didn't want to use my handwriting. It's not that great. So I already started to index some of those items here. So there's my index. I personally rely heavily on an index. I read the bullet journal book. I was in astrology doing a lot of the bullet journal method and indexing a little bit, and then I also did that in Aloystrom for work. So I use an index, and I would recommend if that's something that appeases you, then yeah, set up the pages and do so. But if not, then don't. So here's my work holidays. So here's the holidays that my work observes. Here's the holidays that my husband observes. Excuse me. I have some school dates for the remainder of this school year that I've listed out for the kids, and I use a cute little character emoji for a lot of these areas you'll see. So I have a family care goals, and so I use these cute little stickers that made me think of family, just to provide some decoration. I got some house care goals, personal goals, budget. I mean, personal goals, budget goals. So I have, the stickers that it made me think of that particular type of collection. So this guy's stressing out. This guy has a calculator. These ones are for some motivation. We got this little guy. This is Blobby from Oh Hello Stationery, I believe, and then this is from Monster Co. Little motivational guys that are adorable. Let's see. Moving on, we have the gift ideas. So I'm using this spread where I'm going to list out any gift ideas that may come up for my husband, for my sons, for my mom, my mother-in-law, and anyone else that may be getting a gift from me. But I just plan on using these two pages, for that type of information. And then I have a beauty tracker and a wish list, which guys, look at this guy. Isn't he hilarious? I need it. More like I want. I should put a want list. But anyway, I thought that truly represents me. But yeah, see, I used Label Maker for the titles. Here are some coupon codes and my 2021 planner ideas with some cute little stickers for planning. And then the next page, a couple pages are dedicated to order pages, order tracker pages. And that's where I have this tab here. And then the next section is my debt collections, if you will. So I'll be keeping track of medical, car, student loan, things like that I will be paying off and have plans to pay off this year. So I'm really going to be mindful of spending so I can eliminate a lot of that. Okay, so here I thought of this collection a couple of weeks ago. So my youngest, he's extremely picky with food. So I decided to start writing a list of things that he has tried that he likes so that I can be a little bit more mindful and giving him things that he likes and mixing other things to hopefully open his palate a bit in food choice. But I thought that was cute just to kind of include that here. And then my husband and I, we do juice every morning. So I'm keeping track of juicing recipes that we like. So that'll be that. And then this is where I start any daily notes that don't fit in the weeklies is what I'll be putting here, starting here. One thing I will do, and actually I've already done this week. So, this week I had a parent-teacher meeting, and I think I was just taking notes of the day. But anyway, so here where it says P35, that tells me that there's more about this day on that page if I wanted to reference it. So that helps because I primarily will be using this page for a to-do list. And anything else is kind of like a afterthought of notes. Then I'll be using my notes section. And that's why I figured what I'll do every day is I'll put like the P and number if it applies. And if not, then it doesn't. And actually, I'm sorry, I'll be using this section for a grocery list as well. And if I don't have any room, then I will just use this section for a grocery list as well. So what I'll be doing is just putting the date, and I have these stickers created by Danielle on Etsy. She has these cute little script stickers that I'll be popping in there every once in a while as I start to document. I also will be journaling a little bit in these notes pages. Right now I have a separate journal that's at my B6ology where I do daily journaling, and I also do scripture writing. And there's just days that I don't want to do it, and I have a lot of pages already pre-dedicated, and I figure I'm not the type to go back and reflect on my journal. Sometimes I just want to get it off my chest or off my mind. But I think I'm going to be mindful in using the space that I have in here as well. Some of the other things that I'll be keeping track in here are going to be, I'll probably be doing like a weekly paycheck budgeting system and the bills that will be paid, so that I'm mindful of that in here as well. 'Cause I do that on my computer primarily, but sometimes when you're not on your computer all the time, and I don't necessarily keep it track on my phone, but just to see the list of what you expect to to pay this week, it comes in handy to have on demand, right? So when you're out and about having to make any financial decisions, it's easy to have that information readily available. That is my setup for this book. I have some Erin Condren sticky notes that I put in here in the back. I have personal information that I filled out. And then that's that. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd be more than happy to answer those. If you'd like to see more, maybe some plan with me's. I'm really open to what anyone out there might be interested in watching. I will be showing another video on the cover that I will be using to start off with for this year, and I'm being mindful of saying that because we all know that we're easily influenced by others and like ooh shiny pretty things on Facebook being shared or social media in general. So I want to share with you the cover that I will be using. I do try to be mindful in spending, so cost efficiency is a big deal for me. But yeah, and kind of what everything I'll be carrying with my Hobonichi Weeks. So if that's interesting to you, feel free to subscribe and you'll get notified when that new video is posted. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanksgiving coming up for those of you that celebrate. I hope you eat lots of pumpkin pie, because I know I will. And have a good day. Talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.